What is up everyone, my name's Ramal, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to answer the question of is the iPhone XR worth buying in 2021? Back when it was released in 2018, the iPhone XR was positioned as kind of a less expensive flagship iPhone, and it shipped with the same A12 processor as the iPhones XS and XS Max, which was the latest processor at the time. It had 3GB of RAM, a 6.1-inch LCD display instead of an OLED like its more expensive brethren, and it also had the best battery life of those three iPhones released in 2018. So this was a really good phone back when it was first released, and it still remains a good phone today. I'd just like to clarify from the get-go that this will not be a review or a re-review of the iPhone XR, because any review that was made in 2018 is still highly relevant today, both in terms of hardware and software. In fact, the software experience has actually elevated since the first release of the iPhone XR with iOS 14, so you're actually getting a better experience today if you get the iPhone XR than you would have back in 2018. My goal in this video isn't to thrust you into the deep end of the spec pool and let you fend for yourself, but rather show you the position that the iPhone XR plays in Apple's current iPhone lineup and let you make the best decision, because you really don't want to make a mistake when you're picking up the iPhone XR. Basically, you don't want to overpay. In the current iPhone lineup, Apple has given consumers more choice than ever before in what iPhone they could buy, going from the iPhone SE starting at $399 all the way up to the iPhone 12 Pro models starting at $999. The iPhone XR falls kind of in between the iPhone SE and the iPhone 11 at $499. If you have $500 to spend on an iPhone in 2021, you might think that the iPhone XR at its $499 starting price and its position in the current iPhone lineup provides a very good value proposition, but be warned, because this is a trap. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the iPhone XR is a bad phone. In fact, if you really like the starting price of the iPhone SE at $399, but you wish that it had a bigger screen, a newer design and a longer battery life, the iPhone XR has your name written all over it. But you have to really look out for the sneaky move Apple is playing with the pricing. So here's the thing, if you have $500 and you're able to stretch that budget out to $550 or even at the most $600, you're far better off getting the iPhone 11 instead of the iPhone XR. The iPhone 11 comes with the more recent A13 chip instead of the A12 you have on the iPhone XR, so it'll last 1 year longer when it comes to software support, and it also has the superior camera system compared to the iPhone XR, because on the back you have an extra ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 11, and you also have night mode on the main wide-angle camera on the iPhone 11, which makes low-light shooting conditions much easier, and there's also a little bump in quality to the front camera on the iPhone 11 because you get a 12-megapixel sensor instead of 7 like you have on the iPhone XR. And the great thing is, if you really like the iPhone 11 but you don't want to spend $600 on a new model, you can very easily find refurbished iPhone 11s for under $500, or even used iPhone 11s for that matter, in pretty good condition, considering that the iPhone 11 is only 1 generation old. Now at this point in the video, you're probably wondering that the iPhone XR is kind of a lost cause in Apple's iPhone lineup, considering that the iPhone 11 can be bought for nearly the same price, if not a little more, or even a little less used or refurbished, and the iPhone 11 even has better specs than the iPhone XR. So where does the iPhone XR stand in Apple's iPhone lineup in 2021? First of all, you should not give Apple your money, especially $499 for a brand new 64GB iPhone XR. If you're trying to get your hands on a new or refurbished iPhone XR, I would cap the price at $450, and if you're happy with a used model, I would pay no more than $400 for a 64GB used iPhone XR. If you're able to find an iPhone XR used for under $400, you've got a really good deal on your hands, because at that point the price is pretty comparable to an iPhone SE, which starts at $399. Even though in 2018 the iPhone XR was positioned as a less expensive flagship iPhone, in 2021 the iPhone XR is positioned as a slightly more expensive budget iPhone, because it's kind of like a side grade from the $399 iPhone SE. The reason why I'm calling the iPhone XR a side grade instead of an upgrade to the SE is because the SE still has a few things over the iPhone XR. So the SE has a newer chip, the A13, like the iPhone 11 versus the A12 in the XR, so you'll get longer software support, and the camera system on the SE is also marginally better thanks to the newer chip that it has, because even though it has the same camera hardware as the iPhone XR, through software the iPhone SE can achieve better photo and video quality. Along with that, the iPhone SE is the only iPhone that Apple currently sells brand new which still has a Touch ID sensor, which, considering the world we live in today, might actually be a perk instead of having Face ID on the iPhone XR. So to wrap things up, the iPhone XR provides a good value proposition if you can find a new or refurbished model for under $450 or a used model for under $400. And whatever you do not give Apple $500 for a new iPhone XR, because if you have $500 to spend on an iPhone in 2021, I would very highly consider getting the iPhone 11 at a little bit more brand new or at $500 used, because the iPhone 11 is an iPhone XR but with an elevated experience. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe for more tech content. And if you have any thoughts or questions, the comment section is always open down below. And yeah, my name's Ramal, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.